So this is the second part of the videos looking at some more difficult percentage questions. First off, let's have a look at another one of the questions where you have to find the number of years until something happens. Now this one's a bit more tricky. So anyway, the first part is okay. So it gives the world population growing at a rate of 1.14% per year. In January the 1st, 2014, the population is 7.23 billion. Versus January 2020. So this is the calculation that we're going to have to do. I would recommend writing your percentages like this. We start with 100% and we increase it by 1.14. So we've got 101.14%. If you write it like that, you won't make any mistakes. And this is, well, it's from 2014 to 2020, so that's going to be 6 years. So that's my calculation. I keep it in billions, so my answer is 7.74 billions. 7.74 billion. Part B, read the question carefully. Find the year when the population is expected to reach 10 billion. Okay, so step number 1. Here's my calculation, 7.23 times 101.14 over 100 to the power n, and I want it to be greater than 10 billion. Now, after a bit of trial and error, I can put n is 28 and I get an answer of 9.93 billion, and when n is 29 I get 10.04 billion. Now remember, n is years after 2014, so 2014 plus 28 gives us 2042, and when n is 29 plus 14 gives us 2043. Now you may think, well, therefore the answer is 2043 because it's now more than 10 billion. But here's the tricky part. It says on the 1st of January 2014, and so think about this. So basically this is saying on the 1st of January in 2042 there was 9.93 billion. On the 1st of January 2043 there was 10.04 billion. So when did the population first hit 10 billion? Well, it had been right at the end of 2042. Maybe the end of December sometime perhaps. So it's actually in 2042 when the population actually reaches 10 billion. So just be careful about the question on that one. If you showed your method, I mean, it's only worth 2 marks, so you'd still get 1 mark, but yeah, you might lose that final mark. Okay, now let's have a look at another question. This time we need to find simple interest. So we've got $90, 2 years, R% simple interest. At the end of the 2 years, we have $99. Find what R is equal to. Now, there are formulas for simple interest, but I think it's easier to just kind of understand what's actually happening in this. So here we go. We've got $9 in 2 years. Therefore, because we started at 90, went to 99. So basically, the interest was $9, and because it's simple interest, we get the same interest each year. So therefore, in 1 year, you got $4.50. Okay, so we now know that he started at $90. There must have been some percentage, and that must give us $4.50, because basically every single year he's just getting $4.50. So if I rearrange this, if I do 450 divided by 90, I get x is 0.05. Therefore, I must be getting 5% every year. So think of it like that. So start with 90, 5% of 90 is £4 or $4.50, and every single year I'm getting that 5%. So after 2 years I'd have $99. Okay, let's have a look at another one. $200 after 2 years. This is the interest. This is the final amount, and therefore calculate the rate of simple interest. Same again. So start with the final amount, 224.72. Take away the initial, which is 200. I get 24.72. That's how much interest I've got after 2 years. Divide it by 2. So in 1 year, I've got 12.36 interest. Same again. I've got my initial amount, 200. Times it by something, and I must be getting 12.36. because that's my interest. Therefore, x is 0.0618. So therefore, 6.18%. Okay, and then the last question to look at is this one. It's kind of like cumulative percentage loss. So I start with a picture and it loses 10% of the value in its first year and 5% in its value in the second year. What was the percentage loss over the 2 years? First off, I can't just do 10 plus 5 is 15. It won't work. Trouble is, this question, they don't actually give us the initial amount, so we have to kind of work it out without that. I'll show two simple methods. Well, you can decide which method you prefer. First method is this, where you've got an initial amount, we don't know it, but we don't actually need to know it for this question. Loss of 10%, so it's been reduced by 10%, so that's 0.90. And then 5% loss, that's 0.95. So basically, if you just simplify those two together, what is 0.90 times 0.95? It is 0.855. Well, 0.855, if you're starting with 100%, you've basically gone down to 85.5%. So there it's 14.5% loss. You may prefer to do it this way. This works as well. Just choose a starting price. It doesn't matter what you choose, the method will still work. I'll choose £100. So I'll start, my picture costs £100. I reduce it by 10%, so it's times by 0.90. And then I reduce it by 5%, so it's 0.95. And the new amount, well, what happens if I do that? 100 times 0.9 times 0.95 is 85.5. Okay, so that's what it started. I started at 100, finished at 85.5. Now, what's the percentage loss? Well, we can use this formula. Percentage loss, we're going to get the difference divided by the original, times it by 100. So we've got the difference between 100 and 85.5 is 14.5. The original is 100, so therefore 14.5% loss. So you can decide which of those you prefer. First one's less work. The second one might be easier to understand what's going on. Okay. And then here's another one following on from the previous question. My total percentage loss over 3 years is 20%. By what percentage did it lose in the third year? Okay, so method number one, we're going to do it without numbers. So basically 0.90, that was a loss of 10%. 0.95, that was a loss of 5%. And then something here, which we don't know what is, that's my losses over the 3 years. Now, if it's the cumulative loss was 20%, well, loss of 20% is 0.80. So basically I need to do 0.90 times 0.95 times something is 0.80. If you rearrange it, 0.80 divided by 0.9 and times by 0.95, this calculation here, I get 0.9356. Well, what does that equate to? That is a 6.4% loss. Again, another method if you actually want to stick some numbers in. Let's start with £100. Start with £100. I reduced it by 10%. I reduced it by 5%. I reduced it by something. And then it was reduced by 20% in total. Well, I started with 100. If I reduce 100 by 20%, then the final amount must now be £80. So it's the same kind of question, but now I just rearrange with these numbers here. So do 80 divided by all of this thing here, 100 times 0.9 times 0.95. So 80 divided by all of this gives me exactly the same as before, 0.9356. Therefore it is, same as last time, 6.4% loss.